welcome to the last of the series, the deadline day episode of Morning Transfer Talk. Let's get started right now. Let's start off with a done deal that Danny Drinkwater has signed for Reading from Chelsea. They need a good player, or at least someone who's sort of proven. Leicester are looking to bring in Callum Hudson-Odoi on a permanent deal according to Football London. PSG are keen to showcase M&M talents. And Willian has walked away from £20.5 million and has now just terminated his Arsenal contract. He had 2 years left on a £240,000 a week deal. And it's a done deal that Rondon has pretty much signed for St Mirren on a season-long loan deal from Wolves. Everton striker Moise Keane's move to Juventus is expected to be finalised later this evening. A deal's close to being agreed for Crystal Palace to sign St Edward for between £50 and £20 million. Chelsea is still keen to sign Saul Niguez on loan from Atleti with an option to buy. The deal is dependent on Atletico being able to sign a replacement midfielder. And Ryan Christie is in talks to leave Celtic, with Burnley and Bournemouth possible places for Ryan Christie to be in. And it's a done deal that Troy Deeney has moved to Birmingham. And Brennan Johnson looks set to remain in Nottingham Forest, who are not budging on their £10 million valuation of the midfielder. And Willian has left Arsenal, as his move to Corinthians nears. Wolves are in talks to sign Renato Sanchez from Lille on loan. And Real Madrid are in talks to sign Eduardo Camavinga, with also interest from PSG. Are Spurs close to announcing Emerson Royale? Maybe. Leeds are set to sign Daniel James from Man United for £24 million. He could be great for them. He's a good player when he plays. Chelsea are close to letting another academy graduate leave, Tino Anjorin, who nobody's ever heard of. He looks poised to join Lokomotiv Moscow for £18 million. Not bad. Hammers are still hopeful of Lingard after fresh discussions on Sunday evening. PSG have no chance of convincing Kylian Mbappe to sign a new contract. He will be professional, keep giving 100% for PSG until his contract runs out. He's planning to sign a pre-contract agreement with Real Madrid. And Juve have posted a lengthy farewell to Cristiano Ronaldo after his move to Manchester United nears. The value is £12.9 million, with an additional £6.9 million, nice, potentially being added into it, dependent on how his performances go. €22 million or £19.8 million. And Leeds United have agreed a £25 million fee. I'm saying pounds a lot, it doesn't even sound like a real pounds word, pounds anymore. Pounds. With Manchester United for winger Daniel James. And it's a done deal that Burson Salina is signed for Ipswich on loan from Dijon, pending international clearance. Leicester want Ademola Lookman. And at last, it's this is dragging on, isn't it? Because we all know it's confirmed, but first of all, we've got to talk about this. Moise Keane has rejoined Juventus on a 2-year loan deal with an obligation to buy, worth €28 million, which is quite decent for a player who was absolutely rubbish for Everton and has only had one good season and seemed to disappear from the limelight after November. Or Moise Keane. As it stands, Jesse Lingard will remain at Man United, and the club would be happy if that's the case. Rangers reject second Everton bid worth £8 million for Nathan Patterson. And Burnley won Connor Roberts and have entered talks with Swansea over a move for him, reports Wales Online. When does the transfer window close? 5 p.m. in Germany, 11 p.m. in France and Spain, 11 p.m. in England, and midnight in Scotland. Can any deals be done after the deadline? Well, via the famous deal sheet. It allows a club to confirm a deal that has reached, allowing them extra time to submit all the documentation. It cannot be used before 9 p.m. when the deadline is 11 p.m, but gives clubs looking to get late business completed a further 2 hours. So, to 1 a.m. on September the 1st to submit the full paperwork, but there won't be any more, new interesting moves after 11 p.m. pretty much. And Jamal Lowe is having a Bournemouth medical in a deal worth £1.5 million. Bit of a bargain. Good player, him. Bit of a savage, though. We've all seen it. And it's official, a done deal. Nikola Vlasic has signed for West Ham with a 5-year deal. It's not deadline day without Harry. He has an interview with his car window from deadline day. That reminds me of that Peter Odom-Winky guy fella. We've all seen it, you know what I mean. But yeah, there's that on Sky Sports Retro if you want to watch that. And it's a done deal that Dujon Sterling has signed a 2-year deal with an option of a third and joined Blackpool on loan. So he probably won't play a single time. Yay! Okay. Troyes, City's sister club in France, is looking like the most likely destination for Patrick Roberts as things stand. Everton are trying to finalise a Solomon Rondon deal. Barcelona midfielder Alex Moriva has arrived in Leipzig to complete his medical ahead of a summer move to RB Leipzig. Lookman is heading for Leicester, and FlightRadar24.com fans will be pleased to know that. I don't know what the hell FlightRadar24.com, I think they mean Leicester. And I don't know how the hell they got to FlightRadar24.com. Anyways, Emerson Royale is having a medical in Barcelona ahead of his move to Spurs. And who'd have thought it? It looked like Jordan Henderson was going to leave, but now he's signed a new contract until 2025. So basically, probably until he retires. And it is official, a done deal. At last, Cristiano Ronaldo is official. He is signed for Manchester United again for a 2-year contract. Ole has said you run out of words to describe Cristiano Ronaldo as a marvellous player, a great human being, and basically all the positive things you can think of. United have always had a special place in my heart, according to Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, we all knew that, to be fair. Interesting fact, during his first spell at Manchester United, he scored 42 goals in the 2007-08 season, third most in the season ever by a Manchester United player, then only behind Dennis Law in 63-64 with 46 and Ruud van Nistelrooy in 2002-2003 with 44 goals. And another fact, since his Premier League debut in 2003, Cristiano Ronaldo has scored 476 goals and 586 league appearances, the most by any player in the Big Five European leagues in this time. Return. Although technically Messi does have a better goals-game record, but you know. Spurs are still trying to sign Adama Traore despite Wolves not wanting him to leave the club. Well, who knows, maybe Nuno can teach him how to finish a frickin' strike. And Ryan Christie is heading for Bournemouth, it looks like. Ronaldo return payoff for Man United? Probably. I mean, I know he's 36, but still. He's got the physique of a bloody monster. See you in the next update. I mean, obviously in like a second, because obviously this isn't like the same show, if you know what I mean. We're just doing it day by day, so we're not here till after Christmas looking for the bottom, basically. Continuing on, Dan James is currently undergoing a medical lead ahead of a £25 million move to Ellen Road once again from Manchester United. He will not train with Wales this morning, but he will rejoin the squad in time for their flight to Helsinki this afternoon. Tanguy and Ndombele will remain at Tottenham after the transfer deadline. Both parties have been keen to part ways, but have not been able to find a suitable deal in time for the end of the transfer window. Celtic striker Lee Griffiths will sign on a season-long loan with Dundee today, and it's a done deal that St Johnstone have signed Ali Crawford on loan until January. Wolves appear out of the race to sign Sven Botman, while Duj Kaletakar is not an option for them on deadline day. Former Celtic defender Jack Hendry is in talks with Club Brugge to sign with Club Brugge from Oostende. Bellerin is close to an Arsenal exit ahead of a move to Real Betis, I believe, on loan with an option to buy. Reece Nelson's having a medical with Feyenoord after final agreement was reached on a loan move from Arsenal. Will there be one in for Arsenal as well, with a deal for Takahiro Tomiyasu agreed as well? What do Brighton need on deadline day? Well, I think they've got the main person they need. Except from a striker, of course. Just 11 hours all to go. I mean, by the time you're watching this at 10 a.m., it'll have been... will have been 10 hours since the blooming Scottish window closed. So it'll be the end of the window by the time you're watching this. Blackpool have Dan Dealer have confirmed the signing of Jordan Gabriel on a permanent transfer from Nottingham Forest. And it's another done deal that Ben Davies, not the one that has gone to Sheffield United on loan, and certainly not the one who plays for Tottenham, has signed for Oxford. Huge excitement over Ronaldo coming home. And it's a done deal that Alex Samuel has joined Ross County from League One side Wycombe Wanderers on a 2-year deal. And at last, he's here. It's a done deal that Mark Cucurella has signed for Brighton from Getafe on a contract until June 2026 for an undisclosed fee. West Ham wants a late deal to sign Spartak Moscow midfielder Alex Crowl. Odsonne Edouard is currently having his medical ahead of a move from Celtic to Crystal Palace, and Arsenal have agreed a deal worth €23 million with Bologna for defender Takahiro Tomiyasu. And it's a done deal that Marin Pongracic has signed for Borussia Dortmund on loan for this season. See you in our next update, which will be about now. By the way, originally the Mark Cucurella deal was an undisclosed fee, but now it's pretty much been confirmed that it's £15.4 million. Now, back to transfer talk. Oh yeah. Let's do this. Continuing on, the deal to sign Renato Sanchez on loan is unlikely to be concluded by Wolves, and Hudson-Odoi will stay at Chelsea this season as they wouldn't sanction a loan move to Borussia Dortmund. And it's a done deal that Jovan Malcon has joined Accrington Stanley from West Brom on a season-long loan, and Josh Parker has left Burton by mutual consent 7 months after joining in January. Real Madrid still want Mbappe and haven't given up hope. Could Helder Costa go to Valencia? Maybe. Newcastle is not in for Brooks, and Morgan Gibbs-White is to go to Sheffield United out on loan for the rest of the season. And this is Ronaldo's
Everyone
message to,
who knows me knows about my never-ending love for
Manchester.
Manchester United. The years I spent in this club were absolutely amazing, and the path we've made together is written in gold letters in the history of this great and amazing institution. He goes on, I can't even start to explain my feelings right now as I see my return to Old Trafford announced worldwide. It's like a dream come true after all the times that I went back to play against Manchester United, and even as an opponent to have always felt such love and respect from the supporters in the stands. This is absolutely 100% the stuff that dreams are made of. My first domestic league, my first cup, my first call to the Portuguese national team, my first Champions League, my first Golden Boot, and my first Ballon d'Or. They were all born from this special connection between me and the Red Devils. History has been written in the past, and history will be written once again. You have my word. I'm right here. I'm back where I belong. Let's make it happen once again. And this is the best bit. P.S. Sir Alex, this one is for you.
Continuing on, Monchi has confirmed what Sky Sports News reported last week. Sevilla want close to €80 million, which is a release clause for Jules Koundé. They've only offered €50 million Chelsea, who want to move to the Champions League winners. Leicester City are still talking to Newcastle to secure a loan deal for Hamza Chowdhury, and Real have drawn a line under Mbappe. Can Son Niguez still join Chelsea? Maybe. Aston Villa are in talks with a number of European clubs over a possible loan deal for Frederick Guilbert. Could Jerome Boateng join Lyon? Maybe. Camavinga can be the future of Real. And Swansea midfielder Ollie Cooper has joined Newport County Dandelion on loan for the remainder of the 2021-22 season. Arsenal goalkeeper Annex Runarsson is close to signing for OH Leuven on loan, with talks at an advanced stage. And Swansea are trying to sign Liverpool defender Reece Williams on loan. And it's a done deal. That Conor Roberts, done deal, has joined Premier League side Burnley. And if I refresh this, it just came in, like, in the last few seconds or so. That's a done deal for Dan D has happened. Yep, as you can see, it has happened. Lee Griffiths has joined Dan Deal now from Celtic, a decade after first leaving Dens Park. And it's a done deal that Reddy Kadara and Teo Eden have both signed for Blackburn. In other news, Exeter City are closing in on a permanent move for Bournemouth midfielder Kyle Taylor. And Tranmere Dandale have signed Mickey Nate Maynard on a free transfer and Stephen Walker on loan from Middlesbrough. And in other news, Animal Lookman is in the process of completing his medical at Leicester. And it's a Dan James has completed his Leeds medical, although we do know it's a Dan deal. Let's just wait till we actually get to the confirmation point. Chelsea attacker midfielder Tino Angerin is to have a medical ahead of a loan move to Lokomotiv Moscow. They have an obligation to buy the 19-year-old for £17 million, and they have inserted a buyback clause of around £40 million. I'd like to see Liverpool bring in an attacker according to Jamie Carragher. Exeter Dandale have signed Kyle Taylor on a permanent deal from Bournemouth. Liverpool's lack of spending is no worry, according to Jamie Carragher, and it's a done deal that Cedric Eaton has joined Greater Firth on a season-long loan. Ronaldo return is great news for the Premier League. Ademola Lookman's close to joining Leicester. It's a done deal that Dominic Revan has joined Northampton Town on loan until January, and it's another done deal that Andras Sporar has joined Middlesbrough from Sporting CP. And it looks like John Souttar is expected to stay at the club in this transfer window. And Son Against is keen to move to Chelsea. Good Cameron Carter-Vickers joined Celtic. And it's a done deal that side of Barrino has joined Sheffield Wednesday. Tomiyasu to Arsenal. Takahiro Tomiyasu to Arsenal contract exchange. 4-year deal. He's flying to Qatar for Japan games versus Oman and China. And he'll fly to London on the 8th of September. Crowl have made it 6-month loan offer for Brentford's Joel Valencia. And it's a done deal that Santiago Munoz has joined Newcastle's academy. And it's official, a done deal that Daniel James has at last joined Leeds from Manchester United. And West Ham United are interested in the signing of midfielder Alex Crowl. Thanks for watching, see you next time. After we say this, it's a done deal that Nathan Wood has signed for Hibernian from Middlesbrough on a short seasonal loan. Continuing on, and oh boy, with this update, I mean, obviously this is all at once for you guys, but for us, oh boy, a lot has happened since the last time our screen recordings closed. This one isn't very people who will care about this, except from Hibernian Middlesbrough fans. Nathan Wood, Dan Dealair, has signed for Hibernian on a season-long loan. And in other loan news, another done deal. Reece Nelson has joined Feyenoord on loan from Arsenal. And it looks like Jason Kerr is set to sign for Wigan. Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba have accepted to take a pay cut in order to formally and finally register Sergio Aguero as a Barcelona player. Won't stop him not being injured, though. Where the hell did that come from? Bloody hell. Alright, continuing on, it's a done deal that Dennis Price has completed his loan move to... Still got that goddamn cough. I don't have COVID. Or at least I probably don't. Yeah. Dennis Price joined Torino until the end of the season. And before he dies of convulsions, let's continue on to this. Another done deal. Okay, enough of that. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the hell is going on? Cammy Devlin signed for Hearts from Newcastle Jets. And Burnley have been offered the chance to We just saw something on Bungle's channel. They hate our name. I don't know what to change it to. And I also don't want to change it at the same time. I hope he sees this. I hope he skips to this certain point and clicks off, so he doesn't have to see this cringe. I mean, some may enjoy it, but he won't. This is almost like a kid's channel. It's missing the stereotypical music, but it's the fact that it's plushy that probably makes others cringe. Not even cringe, just cringe. Anyways, enough of devaluing ourselves as human beings. Well, devaluing the person voicing all of us. Not us, we're bloody plushies. We're still worth $1.99 at The Entertainer. Burnley have been offered the chance to sign Weston McKennie. And before we both have a mental breakdown, let's continue on to Salomon Rondon, who was very close to returning to Rafa Benitez's club, Everton. I don't know. I don't know why. I just think this guy loves... I just think Rafa loves Salomon Rondon. And it's a done deal that Conor Rondon has signed on a season-long loan to St Mirren. Oh my god. On a season-long loan from Wolves subject to international clearance. Let's make sure our mic is on, so people are seeing us. Completely lower the respect as functional members of society through this. West Ham is close to a Crowl signing, and it's a done deal that Elias Mariba has signed for Leipzig. And Jamal Lowe has completed his Bournemouth medical ahead of his imminent move from Swansea. And it's a done deal that Abdallah Seymour has signed for Brighton. Not for an undisclosed fee now, the fee is £6.5 million. And the one with the player who came from CSKA Moscow for West Ham earlier was just over 33 million. Overall, Ronaldo was 19.7 million. And the fellow who came in from Swansea to Burnley, it cost £2.5 million. This cost £6.5 million. And the Bayern duo, Rob Thorbort-Hoffmann and Leon Jaku, well, they, okay, I'll be back in a second, just enjoy having a break, talking to your mom about your grandmother's, from walking on your grandmother in the bath or something. Okay, we're back. Okay, the two Bayern Munich players we've never heard of, looks like they're going to join Sunderland, which just shows why we've never heard of them. And it's a done deal that Eduardo Camavinga has signed for Real Madrid from Stade Rennais on a 6-year deal. Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Arsenal now want to move forward to the training grounds, so they can probably pick up the cones in training and set them all up. And it's, pretty much a done deal. Well, it is a done deal that Napoli have signed Andre Frank Sambo in Gisa on loan for the duration of the season. And he's extended his contract at Fulham until the summer of 2024. Weston McKennie to Burnley is unlikely. Why would you want to join Burnley as a creative player? Fair point. Oh my god, it's coming back. Blackburn have completed the signing of midfielder Teo Eden from Lincoln City. Hudson-Odoi is set for a Chelsea stay, and it's a done deal that D'Amico Duhani has signed a short-term contract. I will never forget how much of hell that episode was to record. That's why we set out the poll, because it happens kinda often. But yes, like seriously, sometimes it's really irritating to film, so that's why I set out the poll if you guys wanted to continue. Obviously you do, so it will continue, don't worry. And Takahiro Tomiyasu has agreed terms to the 4-year contract, plus the option of a 5th, with Arsenal, and his medical in India, I nearly said, in Italy, is coming to its final stages this evening. Ooh, that's a... Oh. And it's a done deal that Leo Connor has joined Tranmere on a season-long loan. And it's another done deal about a contract and freaking off on loan for Reece Williams. He's signed to do a 5-year contract for Liverpool, but is now going to Swansea on a season-long loan. He'll be incredible for Swansea. It was okay for Liverpool, so what's stopping him, really? And the last time a Liverpool player went out on loan to Swansea, he did pretty darn good. Ryan Brewster. But of course he's no longer at Liverpool. And it's a done deal that Ademola Lookman has signed for Leicester City on loan for RB Leipzig, who have agreed an option to buy. Hopefully he's not on penalties. He won't be, Vardy exists. And if they're 1-0 down, they'll probably put Harvey Barnes so he can score the equaliser. And 10 signings for Celtic. And they seem to be gelling. Georgios Gigomanis has finally signed for them from VVV Venlo on a 5-year deal subject to international clearance for £3.5 million. And it's another done deal that Lincoln City have signed Jamie Robson from Dundee United for an undisclosed fee. And Real Madrid walk away from negotiations to sign Paris Saint-Germain forward Kylian Mbappe after tabling a £189 million offer, which was rejected. But it's pretty much imminent that will join on a free next summer. I think we've talked about this, but Tim Closer has left Norwich City after a mutual agreement was reached to cancel his contract. Ryan Christie has landed in Denmark with the Scottish national team, but there's some paperwork to do to get him to sign for Bournemouth. Yay! And it's a done deal that Cameroon international James Leah Siliki has signed for Middlesbrough on loan from Rennes. And Chelsea and Atletico Madrid have agreed a loan deal with an option to buy for Saul Niguez, according to Sky Sports news sources in Spain. And it's a done deal. We have a new member of the royal family, given birth 22 years ago. Emerson Royale, of course. Tottenham have completed the signing for around £22.5 million or something. For £25.73 million. Not 7.3. But who cares? Moving on. And it's a done deal that Ethan Ampadu has signed a 3-year contract with Chelsea, but has gone to Venezia. To be honest, I'd probably rather be at Venezia than Valencia at the moment, on loan for this season. Chelsea have paid a €4 million loan fee for Saul, by the way. And it's a done deal that Jamal Lowe has completed his move to Bournemouth from Swansea. Wow, Bournemouth have been busy this deadline day. And it's a done deal that Jack Hendry signed for Club Brugge for a deal that could be worth up to €10 million. I was going to say and breathe, but we've got some more things to say. Like Wolves being in talks with Marseille to sign holding midfielder Boubacar Kamara. And that Jordan Stevens done deal has left United permanently, Leeds United, not Man United, and will join Barrow. And Wolves are in talks to sign Kiefer Moore. Wow, they really want someone. But will they get him? There's only one way to find out. Wait till the end of this episode, of course. Hopefully we won't have another mental breakdown or a crisis like we did just then. See you in a couple of hours. Or right now. Oh boy. Let's just make sure the mic's on. Now it's crunch time. At the moment it's the final hour. Stupid dog. Right. Sorry about the spoilers there, but let's begin. Burnley have made a move to sign Ross Barkley on loan, reports those people, they who shall not be named. Kane says his conscience is clear after his transfer saga ended with him staying at Tottenham. And it's a done deal that Andre Gray is signed for QPR from Watford on loan until the end of the season. And it's a done deal that Nikola Katic has joined Croatian side Hajduk Split on a season-long loan from Rangers. Traore to Spurs has gone quiet, and it's a done deal that Tommy Doyle has signed for Hamburg from City on a season-long loan deal. And it's another done deal that Sunderland have announced the signing of Leon Jakob from Union Berlin on loan until the end of the season. Bologna didn't want to let Tommy Astu go, but it looks like that's what's happening. And Wilshere is currently training with Como of Serie B. And it's a done deal that Ryan Christie signed for Bournemouth. And it's another done deal that Sheffield United completed the signing of Morgan Gibbs-White on loan from Wolves. And Matt O'Reilly is to remain at MK Dons from Blackpool. Wolves have ended negotiations to sign both Boubacar Kamara and Kiefer Moore. They are unwilling to pay £12 million for Kiefer Moore, and Marseille were holding a fee of excess of £12 million for Kamara, who's in the last 12 months of his deal. Celtic signed Jota. No, not that one. His name's just Jota from Benfica. And Atletico Madrid are in talks to re-sign Barcelona forward Antoine Griezmann, funnily enough. And Kane gets his move. Just Todd, not Harry, from QPR. Fernandes close fee signing a contract with the Sky Blues until July 2023. And Fulham are in talks to sign Nathaniel Chalobah from Watford. The deal is described as 50-50 at this stage, and it's not clear yet whether it's a loan deal or a permanent deal. Saying no to 220 million is like me losing 10 grand in a casino, according to Darren McAnthony, who's the Peterborough chairman. Barcelona are already looking for a potential replacement for Antoine Griezmann with Luc de Jong on their radar. And Leeds and Valencia are in talks with about Helder Costa moving from Ellen Road to Valencia tonight. And it's a done deal that Alex Crowl has signed for West Ham on loan with an option to buy. And it looks like Patrick Roberts, oh my god, the crisis is coming back. Looks like he's going to join Troyes, Manchester City's sister club, on a season-long loan. Predictable. Yeah, it did happen. Finally, we can see it. Look at that. And it's a done deal that OH Leuven has signed Arsenal goalkeeper Alex Renarson on loan for this season. Time for Big Sam. He was in the Sky Sports news studio. Darren McAnthony, the Peterborough chairman, was on holiday next to Ronaldo 5 years ago in the Bahamas. His nanny came running down to the villa every morning at 7:30 and he saw Ronaldo on the beach doing his ab crunches and running 5 miles up and down. Thank goodness it wasn't my wife seeing that. But his point was that that's his craft, that's what he does, and he'll play until he's 40, and the condition he's in is a credit to our industry. And, what's next for Mbappe? What next for Mbappe? And discussions between Leicester and Newcastle for a loan deal for Hamza Chowdhury have broken down. Steve Bruce was desperate to bring him to St James's Park to stop them blooming booing them or something. But despite Leicester offering compromises in terms of Chowdhury's raises, no agreement could be reached. Yeah, it happened. And Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have agreed a deal to buy Antoine Griezmann on loan with an obligation to buy then. Okay, that's a bit different. For £34.4 million. Not exactly. Business is booming. Alton Edward has agreed a 5-year deal with Crystal Palace, although to be fair, they do need the money. The fee is believed to be around £14 million, while it could rise to £18.5 million, with PSG due a significant sell-on clause in the deal. Griezmann's set to sign for Atletico. And Jordan Roberts, a done deal here, has returned to Motherwell on loan from Hearts. Rondon's Rafa reunion. Yeah, it's going to happen. And it's a done deal that Alton Edward has signed for Crystal Palace from Celtic on a 4-year deal with the option of a 5th. Chelsea have agreed a deal, but time is running out to get the paperwork done. And it's a done deal that Leon Jaku has signed for Ron Thorber Hoffman. They've both signed for Sunderland from Bayern Munich, I think on loan. Why is no one else in for Tommy Asu? I don't know. You'd have to ask Bologna and the people who could have been in for Tommy Asu. Remember when Spurs were in for Tommy Asu? That was ages ago. Now we're on deadline day, with less than an hour to go. See you for that last update. And obviously 2 hours in Scotland, but
And now we are on to the very last deals. Barnsley have agreed to sign 21-year-old midfielder Claudio Gomez on loan from Manchester City until the end of the season. And it's a done deal that Ron Thorben Hoffman has officially joined Sunderland on a season-long loan. The deal is close on Tommy Asu, and Tottenham and Serge Aurier are in talks over a mutual contract termination. It will bring an end to a 4-year spell at the club, and he could join on a free transfer to any club. So we'd have to update that through the community post. And Daniel James says his goodbyes to Manchester United. Real Betis teased their Hector Bellerin deal. Fulham are closing in on a deal for Nathaniel Chalobah from Watford. And it's a done deal that Hector Bellerin is joining Real Betis on loan until the end of the season. Middlesbrough winger Spencer Sittico on loan to Nottingham Forest. That's pretty much a done deal there. And it's a done deal that Jason Kerr, the St Johnstone captain, has signed for Wigan Athletic. And Millwall's Macalon Romeo, Dan Dealer, is set to join Portsmouth on loan. Wolves hope to resume talks with Adama Traore after keeping hold of them during the transfer window. And Chelsea get the Sol deal done? Well, we all know. And it's a done deal that Arsenal have signed Takahiro Tomiyasu for £19.8 million. And Serge Aurier has agreed to terminate his Tottenham contract by mutual consent. Oh, well, certainly wasn't expecting that. Sheffield United done deal there. Striker Daniel Jefferson has joined League One side Burton Albion on loan. It's probably a bit too good for League One. And it's pretty much a done deal that Ali McCann is on the verge of joining Preston from St Johnstone. And the window slams shut. And what a window it's been. But we've still got a bit more to go as they complete paperwork, but no new transfers can be done. And it's a done deal that Salomon Rondon has completed a move to Everton from Dowling Professional on a free transfer, signing a 2-year contract with the option of a 3rd season. And Michael Obafemi, Dan Dealer, is signing for Swansea. A permanent deal has just been completed and he's done a medical this evening. And it's a done deal that Valencia have completed the loan signing of Helder Costa from Leeds United. And it's another done deal that Sheffield United have signed Sweden international goalkeeper Robert Olsen from Roma on an initial season-long loan with an option to buy. And wow. Cristiano Ronaldo signed for Man United. Antoine Griezmann set for a shock deadline day move to Atleti. Kylian's proposed move to Real Madrid is off. Chelsea have agreed a deal to sign Saul Niguez. Arsenal have signed Takahiro Tomiyasu. Leeds United have signed Dan James and Odson Edwards join Crystal Palace. And it's a Dan... And Saul Niguez's deal to Chelsea is now touch. And go due to problems with the paperwork at Atletico Madrid's end. What? We'll just have to see what happens. And it's a done deal that Rotherham have signed Bill Grigg. And now Saul is on. And paperwork will be uploaded in time despite late scare. And it's a done deal that Nuno Mendes, or Noon Mensch, has signed for PSG on loan with an option to buy. And Brighton have signed Lars Dendoncker, probably to replace Sam Kerr, who has joined Wigan, or whatever his first name was. So yeah, done deal at St Johnstone's end. Cameron Carter's Vickers deal going to the wire by the looks of things. Tottenham and Celtic are trying to agree a loan move. And it's a done deal that Chelsea have confirmed Saul Niguez. Boom. And it's another done deal that Josh Murphy has joined Preston. And, with 3 minutes to spare, Cameron Carter-Vickers has joined Celtic from Tottenham with 3 minutes to spare of the deadline. And then the Scottish window slammed shut. And Manuel Falcao has left Galatasaray and is set to join Rayo Vallecano, according to reports. They are La Liga new boys. Rafa Benitez apparently had influence with Solomon Rondon's move to Everton. Hibernian and trying to clinch a late deal to assign Jamie McGrath. And it's a done deal that Atletico have welcomed back Antoine Griezmann on a 1-year loan with an option to extend for a further year. So transfer window spending and received £1.19 billion in 2016 and £498.62 million back. But in this window, £1.02 billion has been spent and £445.7 million has been brought back. And the paperwork was done in time. Dan deal here that Domingos Quina has joined Fulham on loan from Watford. And there's your biggest Premier League deals: Jack Grealish to City, Lukaku to Chelsea, Sancho to Man United, White to Arsenal, and Varane to Man United. How much did your club spend? Everton spent the lowest with £1.6 million, but Arsenal spent the highest with £156.8 million. And how much did you receive? Well, some didn't receive anything. But the highest receivers were £100 million for Aston Villa. And here's your net spend. Some of them are having negative net spends. Highest is Arsenal with £131.8 million. And yeah, just the last deal that we've got to do. Nathaniel Chalobah, Dan deal here, has joined Fulham on a permanent transfer from Watford. And breathe, the transfer window's done. The paperwork cannot be done for any transfers. The window is officially shut. It's all over. And it's a summer of change. What a window it's been. And now, the curtains have been drawn shut. Thank you very much for watching Transfer Talk over the course of the series, and we will see you on Christmas. See you then. Take care.